What's up, guys? Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today I am doing a balloon garland arch for my cousin's surprise birthday party. We decided to rent out a restaurant and we decided that we wanted to decorate. Being that I'm the only person that does balloons in my family, I decided that I would decorate for the party. I don't do other parties, I just do this for fun. I started this channel because I did my daughter's fourth birthday party and it not sort of went viral, but a lot of people liked what I was doing, so I decided to continue to do it for family and friends. So I picked the colors based on the gender type. He's a guy, and I wanted to go with neutral colors, so I decided to go with different shades of gray, black, and a marble print, which the marble print includes gray, black, and like a slight shade of white. Right now I am basically blowing the balloons up, and I'm tying them off together. So I blow both balloons up at the same time, and I knot it so it can be already in sync as one. So when I pick up two duplets, that's what they call it, I create a quad. A quad is 4 balloons, and now I started actually adding on another duplet, making it 6 balloons in one cluster. Hopefully I didn't lose you. So basically you blow 2 balloons up at the same time, and then you take 2 sets of balloons and you tie them together. That makes one cluster, and your cluster can include how many balloons you want to do. I usually do 4 balloons for one cluster, but I decided to add another set of duplex balloons, so that made it 6 balloons for each cluster. So as I blew up the gray, then I do the black, and then I do the marble, I section them off, so when it's time to create the balloon garland, it's actually easier for me, being that I don't use the clear strip that I usually attach the balloons to. So basically I just freehand my balloon arches. So when I create my clusters, I create them in different sizes. That is very, very important. Some people like to use the same size. It depends on what kind of look you're going for. But I don't want a pretty standard look. I want a look that's very unique. So you just basically create balloons when I buy the balloons, I buy 12-inch balloons, but I don't blow it up to its full size. So it might be an 8-inch balloon, then I might make it a size 10, then I might blow it up to its full potential. So as you blow it up, make sure that they're all not the same size, and you also make balloon clusters like 5-inch balloons. But when I do the 5-inch balloons, I don't actually buy that specific number. I still use the balloons that comes in the 11-inch pack, and I blow them up very tiny. Some people prefer to buy the 5-inch and blow it up to its full potential, but when it's time to tie off the knots, the balloon are pretty tight. So I decide that I won't do it that way. So basically you'll just see me in the beginning creating clusters for each color. So when it's time to bind them all together, it's easier that way for me. So I'll create little notes as you go through the video, because there's not really much for me to explain from this point out, because once you make your clusters, the only thing you do is use a fishing line to bind them together, and then you basically just use command strips if you don't have anywhere to tie the balloon garland onto. And basically if you don't have a support, that's what the command strips are for. But if you do have a support like a backdrop or nails in the wall or whatever you might need to bind the balloon garland to the arch or to the wall, then you're completely fine. So that's basically it, and I'll create notes as I go through the video. So please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. I have more videos coming for you. Thank you, guys. As I stated previously, I don't do parties or events, so when I decided to purchase a backdrop, I didn't purchase the most expensive one. I went for the one that was least expensive. So this is a backdrop that people use for photography when they want to do photo shoots and different things like that. I forgot how much I spent on this backdrop, but it was definitely less than $50. I bought this backdrop so many times because either I lend it out, never get it back, or I'll lend it out and I get lazy to go pick it up. So I bought this backdrop so many times. That's how I know that it's very, very inexpensive. And it's very easy to set up. And as you see right now, I'm using sheer curtains for this backdrop. Being that I purchased the balloons ahead of time, but I honestly forgot that I needed to purchase a backdrop. And I usually use thick drapes or thick curtains, but Amazon wouldn't have delivered it in time. And if I would have went out to purchase a backdrop, a custom backdrop, the price would have been $150 plus express shipping and express for them to make it in time, and it would have been too expensive. And like I said, this was just something that we decided just to put together. I didn't want to spend a lot of money, so I went to the dollar store and I bought these curtains. The dollar store does have thick curtains, however it depends on the quality of it and the length of it. And this was the only black curtains that they had in stock, and the only curtains were sheer curtains. So I bought two and I doubled it up. However, you can still see through it, so I definitely do not recommend sheer curtains. And also, if you are going to use curtains for your backdrop, I would definitely iron it out before the setup. Being that this wasn't for an event, of course I wasn't too perfect with the setup, but I'm also a perfectionist, and when I seen this backdrop I was so annoyed with it. However, it still turned out nice, but for next time I would definitely make sure that I prepare and order the backdrops in time. Now I'm just attaching the clusters that I created previously, and I'm combining them with the fishing line. The fishing line is clear, like a clear string, and it's very sturdy and very secure. So you really cannot break the string unless you decide that you have like scissors and you want to cut it. So it's very, very secure. When you're making a cluster, make sure that when you tie both of the clusters together, you pull the string just to make sure that it's secured together, but don't pull it too tight, because then you won't be able to move it around if you have to arch the balloon arch or whatever you might want it to do. So if you don't want the balloon arch to be stiff and in like one straight line, make sure you don't pull it too tight. And that's basically all you do. You create your clusters in the beginning, and then at the end you just use the fishing line to tie them together. Make sure that both of the clusters are securely strapped with the fishing line, and that's basically it. And I create columns of these clusters. So when I'm doing a balloon arch, I don't keep combining them together until I create a very long column. I make many columns. So I might add 4 or 5 clusters together. Then I will move on to another column, and another column, and another column, and then I combine them at the end with 260 balloons. 260 balloons, you see it frequently when you go to like a kid party and the balloon artists are doing like different funny shapes and sizes with the balloons. Those are the 260 balloons. So you can purchase 260 balloons in order to attach the columns together and to actually add the other size balloons at the end. So once you create the baseline of your arch, which I think I created like 3 different columns and I combine them together. After you combine them together, then you use the 260 and you fill in the blank spots so you can build up your balloon arch to create a different shape, unique shapes, and to make it as full and thick as you want. So I combined it with 24-inch balloons, 36-inch balloons, 17-inch balloons, 11-inch balloons, 5-inch balloons, and so forth. So you'll see as you look throughout this video that I combine the columns first, and then I add balloons in at the very, very end to my liking. So if you just want a very unique balloon garland, all you have to do is create mini columns and attach it with the 260 balloons. And if you want to leave it like that, that's perfect. But if you would like to build it up, then you use the 260 balloons and you add different size balloons. Now it's actually time to add the balloons to the backdrop. So the first thing I'm going to do is grab the first column. When I attach this balloon column to the backdrop, I decided to use balloon string. You know, when you go to the dollar store and they glow up the balloons and they have the string attached to it, that balloon string. So I use that balloon string and tie a knot around the first balloon, which will usually be the biggest balloon on the column, and then I attach it to the backdrop. I usually use a 260 balloon or balloon string. I don't like to use fishing line to secure it to the backdrop because I think it can be a bit slippery, but the balloon string and the 260 balloon is perfect when it's time to attach the first column to the balloon backdrop. After I attach it securely to the backdrop, I go and I grab the second column. So when you're grabbing the second column, you have to take the balloon, the 260 balloon, and tie a knot on the first balloon, and then you tie a second knot around the first balloon column. So that means that you're securing both of the columns and combining them together. And then after that, you keep going until you build it up. So when I add the second column, it should give me a straight line across the backdrop. And that means when I add my third column, I'll be adding it vertically going down because the horizontal line will be filled up with the clusters already. So I will only need to add the third column to go down. And after I add the third column, I will use the 260 balloons to attach the 24-inch balloons, the 17-inch balloons, the 11-inch balloons, so on and so on, and I'll continue to fill it up to my liking. I'm not sure if I grabbed all the parts of the video showing you how I filled the balloon garland up because I was running out of time and my battery was dying. So basically you'll understand the basics of it. And then I'm attaching a video later on tomorrow that I did for Thanksgiving in my house. That should show you step by step how to attach the 24-inch balloons and so forth and so forth. But instead of using the 260 balloons, I ran out of it, so I show you how to attach it with the fishing line. And that's basically it. So thank you for tuning into my video. Please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll be back with another video soon. Thank you, guys.